Yes, baby. Okay, baby. You gonna bring the puppy up here? I mean, you can, but you just gonna leave on a box down the angel. Okay. All right, we are live on YouTube. That's good. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Got my mute there. All right, good. All right. Got everybody in. All right, hopefully we have everybody in. All right. So as I was saying, let me go ahead and start my recording. Go ahead and start recording. Where's my record? There it is right there. Record this computer. All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers, and we are here with the members of the National Dispatchers Network. And tonight is Wednesday night, which is normally our live Q&A, questions and answers. We are going to get into some general questions and answers later, but as for right now, we're going to be addressing one specific question. We had a young lady that came on, well, a young lady who's actually been a part of our platform for about a year and a half to 2 years. And she admits that she had been kind of in and out and not really working it, but she's been following, our broadcasts and our live trainings and things of that nature. And she has recently become very, very, very interested in starting her own trucking company. Now, this young lady has a very successful nursing practitioner type business. I think her and her sister run some type of nursing business, and as you all know, because of COVID-19 and all the things that's been going on this past year, her business has exploded. So she has the extra funds and she has the funding she needs to put into a trucking company and to make it happen. So because they've done very well, so we applaud her, on that. And she reached out to me and wanted to know if we can do a private consult, which I'm not really doing private consultations right now. We will start those up here in mid-February, early March. But she wanted to do a private consult on what it would take for her to start a trucking company. Okay, so I figured that would be a good subject for us to talk about tonight. What does it cost to start a trucking company, and what does it take to start a trucking company? We're also going to get some input from Mr. Damian Stevens or Darren Stevens, because he's done a lot of research on this in us trying to start our trucking company, and getting people signed on to authority and things of that nature. So hope that young lady is on here. Let me go to see, is she on here tonight? The young lady who spoke with me, who wanted to bring this up. Are you on here? I'm hoping she's on here. We're dedicating this to answer her question. If you're on here, let us know. Let's see, maybe she hasn't joined yet. We still got people joining. Okay, baby. All right. Is the young lady who had the question about what it takes to start a trucking company, are you on here tonight? If you are, unmute yourself and let. Someone's connecting to audio, so that might be her. I'm hoping she's on here live. Still waiting for connect with the audio. So I'm hoping that one of those people is her, and she can come on and let us know who she are and what it is, what her plans are. All right. Well, maybe she'll, get her mics and stuff, squared away, and she can chime in here in just a moment. But I was hoping she was going to be available to chime in at the beginning of the broadcast. Let me see if I can locate her. We got a lot of people on tonight. Let's see if I can locate her. Okay. First of all, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right, everybody can hear me. So the question I was asking is the young lady who wanted to know how much it costs to start a trucking company or how to go about starting a trucking company. Is she on here tonight? If you are on here, unmute your mic and let us know who you are. Okay. Well, maybe she's not on here yet, but I told her that we was going to be doing a broadcast dedicated to her question. So we'll. Hello. Okay, someone tried to chime in, but I don't know what happened with that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and continue with the subject. Hopefully she'll. Maybe she's not on here yet, but I told her that we was gonna be doing somebody has me on a back loop. Hold on. Someone has me on a back loop and I'm hearing myself talk and I shouldn't be hearing that. So if you, let me see what that is. It's not on my YouTube channel because I have that muted. So that shouldn't be the problem. Okay, that should not be the problem because that's muted. So if you have me on a back loop or if you have me live, make sure you turn your mics down or mute your sound, because when it's playing it back to myself and that creates a huge distraction. All right. Well, I don't know what happened to the young lady, but the question was, how much does it cost to start a trucking company? All right. So we're going to spend the better part of tonight answering that question. One moment here. Let me get some stuff up and going. Got our recording going. Let's go and share our computer sound. Let's share our screen first off. And let's share our computer sound. Okay, share sound. There we go. And let's go ahead and get back to where we go. All right. So everybody can see my screen. Everybody's on. So Darren, now you're on here too, right, Darren? Because we was going to get some input from Darren as well. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Cool. All right. So this is the subject tonight. How much does it cost to start a trucking business? All right. This year has proved that the trucking industry is pretty much indestructible. Okay, it has pretty much proved that the trucking industry is a recession-proof business. I mean, when huge, businesses that have been benchmarks of the U.S. economy for centuries and decades, a lot of them went out of business. A lot of businesses, they just folded up. A lot of shops, a lot of restaurants, a lot of hotels, just about everything you can think of, everybody suffered except for the trucking industry. Now, as you all know, or as some of you all may not know, the trucking industry is pretty much bulletproof for the simple reason that no matter what happens or what's going on in the world or in this country or on the planet itself, people still need the things that they're going to have to need to survive, to get along in their day-to-day lives. If you just take a quick look around you and take a quick survey or an inventory, as you may, as to your surroundings, I guarantee you, everything you see around you, everything you reach out and touch around you came on the back of a truck. Does everybody agree with that? Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there is absolutely nothing that you can take a look at, that you can see, that you can wear, that you can eat, that you drive, the very ground that you walk on, the sidewalk, the concrete, the bricks, the paint that painted the lines in the road, the gravel that's on the road, the everything, including your food, your clothes, your medicine, your, the cars you drive, your house you live in, everything came on the back of a truck. So that pretty much, tells you that the trucking industry is pretty much darn near indestructible. It's bulletproof. It is recession proof. It doesn't matter if there's war, if there's famine, if there's sickness, if there's plague, whatever it is. The trucking industry just keeps right on trucking. No pun intended. But it really does. It keeps right on trucking. So it's no wonder that there are a lot of people now who are looking at the trucking industry, and especially those who have fared well this year, and they have that those available funds, and they have that extra money that they want to put into something. There's going to be a lot of new trucking companies that are going to spring up coming in 2021 and 2022 and 2023. Mark my word, because a lot of people have sat back and they watched what has gone on, and they realize, man, this trucking thing is something. So there's going to be a lot of new trucking companies that are going to spring up, okay? And this young lady, and I wish she was on here tonight because I really wanted her to speak to you all and tell you all, what her background is and how she's come to the conclusion that she wants to start a trucking company. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and carry on, and hopefully she'll tune in or she'll pull this up later or whatever the case may be. I don't know why she's not on here, but this young lady has the available funds because, like I said, she started a nursing, kind of like an alternative type nursing company where people are not going into doctor's office anymore. And I'm assuming her company works where they come to you or they provide services that the doctors would have normally provided, but now they're providing these services and they're able to get the people and keep them from having to go into the doctor's offices and expose themselves to potentially other sick people or people who have COVID-19 or that. So her business exploded this year. It exploded. But she wants to take a more of an administrative role and put other people out there and let them run that. And she wants to take her time. And now she wants to start her own trucking company. I think she mentioned to me that she wanted to start with 2 trucks, or she wants to get out and buy 2 trucks. Now, as you all know, that is the least of your expenses when it comes to starting a trucking company. Okay, your expenses just started. Getting the equipment is one thing, but what comes after the equipment? Okay, that's the question. What comes after getting the equipment? Okay, and that's what we're going to be discussing tonight. All right. So how much does it cost to start a trucking business? And we're plugged into Keep Trucking, a blog that discusses that. And we're going to discuss these costs, and we're going to discuss what it takes. So how much does it cost to start your trucking business? Okay. If you want to be an owner operator, now is a good time to start as any. Yes, it is. With the ongoing driver shortage, increasing freight demand, and rising rates, this could be a great time to start a truck. But how much does it cost to start a trucking business? Here is a breakdown of some of the biggest expenses. Now, this is just some of the biggest expenses. We're going to talk about some of the other smaller expenses you may have to bear start a new trucking business. Check my internet. Good. Okay, starting a trucking business. An initial cost you can consider when starting your trucking company is about $6,000 to $15,000, not including your equipment. Now I'm gonna tell you, it's actually more than that, right there. It's actually more than that. That could be your earnings for the year. Is that not correct, Darren?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Your insurance could be $6,000 to $15,000 per year, depending on what type of truck you're starting. If you have more than 2 or 3 trucks, if you got people who are going to be signing on to your authority and things of that nature. We know that because we have doing that ourselves. And Darren, what was our insurance? What was the insurance quote they gave us for the year? Wasn't it around like 1,000, something like that?
Yeah, it was about 20,000.
About 20,000. So as you all can see, it's considerably higher than they estimating here. Now, I know these people write these blogs and stuff, but in reality, when you start calling these insurance companies, you get a real you get a real rude awakening. So the costs are considerably higher than what we're discussing here. So as you can see, we got quotes per year. Darren, they wanted most of that up front, did they not?
Yes, most of the money they request up front,
Exactly.
just to get started.
Exactly. So this is no cheap, well, let's get started. We can bring it up in monthly payments. Nah, that's not how it works. Okay. Now, granted, we were looking at adding on, 20, 30, 40, more than 20 trucks per year. So our quote is a little high, but it's not that much higher. Okay. It's still gonna be somewhere between that $15,000 and that $20,000 per year, and they're gonna want somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000 to $12,000 down. Is that correct, Darren?
Yes, that's correct. And it also based on if you're a new driver, it could be higher.
Exactly. So if you are a new driver, or if you're new to the business, or if you've never owned a trucking company before, like she is, it's gonna be much higher. Because I asked her what type of experience you have, she said none. So the insurance company's gonna look at that. So, okay, you have no experience in the trucking industry, really, because she's already admitted that she has not been running. No, she has not been participating in running her dispatch firm or anything like that. Like we suggested, she start out as, because if you are running some type of trucking related company, you can use that with the insurance company to give you some credibility or some time in the industry to help offset your costs. Because if they really, well, yeah, you haven't been on a trucking company, but you've been running a dispatch firm for the last 2 years, or you've been running a brokerage firm for the last year, so you're familiar with the trucking industry. But for someone to come and say, I haven't done anything in the trucking business, but I want to start a trucking company, that insurance is going to eat you up. It really is. I mean, I'm just being honest with people here. I don't want people to get afraid of doing it because it is very lucrative, but it costs. Okay, it does cost. Okay, so there are costs involved. Okay, again, if the young lady who asked us to address this, if she comes on, please let us know you're here, and so we can have a couple of words with you or something. But anyway, I'm still waiting for her to log on. But as you can see here, you're gonna need about $15,000 to $20,000 just on the insurance. That's just the insurance. Okay, and they're gonna want about somewhere close to half of that down. Okay, 10 to 12 grand. If it's $20,000 insurance that they're quoting you, they're gonna want 10 to 12 grand down, and then your month is gonna be somewhere around about what, Darren? 1,600, anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800 per month.
Yeah, somewhere around there, and they just break up the balance in payments.
Yeah, exactly, in equal payments, and they don't break them up in 12 payments. I think you pay 9 months out of the year, right, Darren?
Yeah, correct. Now they won't
Exactly. They won't do 12 monthly payments, which will make it easier. No, they compound it by breaking it down to just 9 monthly payments after that. So that means, yeah,
Can I
you're
say
gonna have
something else,
another.
sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I've been looking into, well, I guess it's different with a box truck, right? Because I have,
different.
when I say different in cost, because I have a quote from Progressive for a 2017 Hino, which
Okay,
is,
but you're talking about box trucks, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a difference. Yeah.
All right, yeah, there's a big difference. Okay, we
the-
are just we're talking about your regular big trucks.
Yeah, it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, a lot more. Okay, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about box trucks or sprinter vans. That's a totally different, totally different scenario. Tonight we're discussing the trucks for those people who want to start their trucking company with the big, with the big trucks. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So as we were saying, saying, the cost on to the start company is very expensive. Okay, it can be very expensive, especially for someone who has not been in the business, who is new to the business. Now, if you have a time connection to the business, you've been driving trucks for 10, 15, 20 years, or whatever the case may be, you've been working as a owner operator for a company on the owner op program. We're not talking about it who is working for a company or you just buying your own truck and then you go in to place your truck on with another company. That's different. We're talking about starting your trucking company from scratch. You are starting your own trucking company. You're not buying a truck and then leasing it on to another company, or buying a truck and then signing on someone else on an op program. That's the reason why a lot of owner operators do that, is because of the associated high costs they will have in their own trucking company. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody recognize the differences in that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you can buy a truck, go get your truck. You can finance a truck. You can buy a truck, and then you can sign it on to a company like Western Express or Covenant or Snyder or Warner or whatever, onto their owner op program. Then they pay the bulk of all the expenses that are associated, because they are, quote unquote, they are the owner operator. They are the company that you are running under their authority. So therefore, you don't need your own authority. You don't need all the stuff that you would normally pay for and all that type of stuff. They even help you out with your insurance. So most of your costs, they are absorbed by that company. And then again, you're not getting 100% of what? Those load fees when you start running. You're normally getting somewhere about 70, anywhere from 65 to 72 and a third or 73 and a third percent, the load. And those companies are taking somewhere from 23 up to 30%. Okay, because they have absorbed all of the upfront costs and the cost of what it takes to run your own trucking company. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody see the differences here?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're going to be adding more than one truck, that's even more money, because you have some per truck costs too as well. So let's get into that. So we've already established that it's really going to run you, really, for just your insurance, somewhere between $50,000 per year, with you having to put down somewhere between $10,000 and $12,000 down, and then finance balance of that, you pay it out over months. Going to be somewhere around $1,200 to $1,500, maybe even $1,800 per month. But that's a big expense. Yes. Now, other outside of the insurance, you have costs that includes registration and form documentation that on average costs anywhere from $900 to $1,500. You have your IRP plates. Okay, those are like, some people call them dock plates, or these plates allow you to run in all 48 states. Okay, they can cost you anywhere from $500 up to $3,000 per truck. What was our quote, Darren? Our quote was around what, $1,000 or $1,500 per truck?
15.
Yep, close to $1,600, about $1,500 to $1,600 per truck. That was our quote. But they can run you as little as $500, as much as $3,000 per truck. There's a heavy use tax and permit. May cost on the average from $100 to $600 per truck. You may also require additional state-specific tax, depending on what states you're running through, which would be on average $500 per truck. Drivers may earn. Now, let's talk about what drivers can earn. We're not going to get into that. We're talking about just cost right now. Let's go down to some more costs here. Other costs. Your startup costs may generally be divided between fixed costs and variable costs. Some of your fixed costs would include the price of your truck, which we all know is going to vary from truck to truck to truck, but we're not talking about that. Then on top of that, you got your maintenance, you got your yearly permits, you got your taxes, and we just talked about your insurance costs. They're not talking about the insurance costs. We just showed you all that insurance can run you anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 per year. $10,000 to $12,000 down, and anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800 per month for 9 months out of the year, on top of all these other costs. Okay. On the other hand, some of the variable expenditures would include fuel costs, various repair costs, and fines. In egregious figures, about 60 to 7% of your operating costs come from these variables. Now, I can tell y'all some of those costs, you got to pay to. There's a whole bunch of different permits and stuff you're gonna have to get. On top of, you're gonna have to bear the cost of paying for drug tests, because if you have more than one truck, you got to have drivers. So you got to pay for those drug tests. Okay, you all did know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's on you to pay for those drug tests. So you got to get set up to be able to do that. Okay, so this is not as simple as, oh, I'm going to buy me a truck and start my own trucking company. It is expensive. It really is. It really is. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you can't make money, because you can, but don't go into it thinking, it doesn't cost that much, because as you can see, a lot of people will tell you certain things where it only costs this, it only costs that, but they're not you. They don't know what your situation is. They may have been in a situation where they've been in trucking for 20 years, or they've owned a trucking company before, or they have a history that all the insurance companies, the DOT and all these other places, they can pull up their history and say, okay, well, since you know what you're doing, you've done this, you've done that, you've done this, we'll give you a break on this, 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 and this. Okay, that's how the trucking industry works. Okay, business registration. Not to mention, you still have to register as a business. Okay, as a new business owner, you would also have to register your business. The cost of business registration may vary from state to state. Okay, and we're talking about your LLC, your sole proprietorship, your corporation, your S corp, your C corp. However you're going to register your business. In most cases, the best, if you're just running just your own truck, an LLC is fine. But if you're running a trucking company and if you're going to be signing on a whole bunch of owner operators onto your authority, you may want to consider what's called an S corp. Okay, you want to consider a corporation. Can anybody tell me why would you want to consider a corporation over an LLC if you have a whole bunch of trucks that are running underneath your authority? It's kind of a backwards. It's kind of backwards when you think about the name of the company. I'm sorry, when you think about the name of the registration. I just gave y'all a clue. What does LLC stand for? Anybody?
Limited, what was it? Corporation?
No, limited liability company.
Corporation.
Limited liability corporation, right? Or liability company, whatever you refer to it as, right? Now, that would lead you to believe that you would have less liability if you sign up as an LLC, right? Right?
Lower taxes.
Yeah. But we're talking about your liabilities. LLC, but just by its name, would lead you to believe that you have less liability, right?
Yes.
All right. Is that true, though?
I would think it protects you as an individual, but then whoever soon you can come after your company.
Yeah. But because look, that a limited liability is great if it's just you. Okay, if it's just you running your company, and it's just you got your own truck, and you're not bringing on a whole bunch of other people who are running underneath your authority. It's great if you're running just you. Okay, that's what it means by limited liability. You have a limited liability because it's just you and you don't have to worry about anybody else. But if you're going to be signing on 10, 12, 20, 30, 40, owner operators who got their own trucks, who are going to be running underneath your authority, would it be better to set up as a corporation or limited liability?
Corporation.
Corporation. Why is that, y'all?
Avoid some of the. Ooh-wee.
Yeah,
You avoid a
you
lot
get
of taxes. You get deductions.
exactly. You get a whole lot more tax breaks. Okay, you get a whole lot more tax shelters. You also get a whole lot of government incentives, like when they passed that. What's that tax? That they passed to help all these big corporations. Y'all remember that? They passed like a tax cut,
Mhm.
and that's what everybody was talking about. The tax cut that the Trump administration passed. Yeah, it was a great tax cut, but it didn't help people like you. It helped people that own like corporations, like S corps and C corps and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I got a big break because I have an S corp. Okay, it helped people that had these types of setups. But if you're just a regular old Joe who's running your own little business on the LLC, that ain't helping you. Okay, so if you are in that situation where you're gonna have multiple trucks running with your authority, you may want to consider the S corp over the LLC. Now, regardless, any of those cost you to get set up, right? Limited liability company runs on average is about $275 to $300. For corporations, it's about $375. It could be as high as $500. Okay, depending on what state you're in. All right. Then you have something called the Unified Carrier Registration. Okay, the UCR. Now, this is not included. Like if you go to a company and you go and get your authority, that's not included. That's something that you'll get later. They'll start sending you a whole bunch of emails letting you know, hey, you need to register for the Unified Carrier Registration. Now, you would think that when you go to a company like, what's the company that we use there to get our authority? A 1 Hour Authority?
Yes, 1 Hour Authority.
Yeah, you would think something like that would be included in that, right? But it's not. Okay, that's something separate. I know because I had to pay it. Okay, that's something separate. Okay, but you'll start receiving all these emails from all these different government agencies of things you have to pay for after you get your authority. Getting the authority is just the very beginning of it. After you get your DOT number and your EMC number, your inbox or your mailbox is going to be flooded with government agencies sending you all this stuff that you have to get and register for. You have to get this permit, that registration, another permit, another registration, all this stuff you got to have. So there are a lot of costs involved. And on average, this runs you for your first 2 vehicles, they give you a break. It's $69. For 3 to 5 vehicles, it's $206. And then after that, it's per vehicle. Okay, so it can get expensive depending on how many vehicles you're running under your authority. All right. All right. We're not going to get into buying vehicles because we know those are going to vary from cost to cost. Getting insurance. Insurance coverage is one of the most important annual fixed costs. Several factors are considered to determine your total insurance cost. Among the prospects considered are the age of your equipment, commodities hauled, location of your truck. These factors are accounted for by the insurers when putting together your insurance premium. Now, Darren, one of the things that we ran into, the problem was we're in Florida, right? Some insurance companies, they want the owner of the company and the authority holder to be in the same state. Right, Darren?
Correct.
But is that necessarily, does it have to be that way?
No.
No. But there are a lot of insurance companies out there that just don't know how to do this stuff. I mean, it baffles the mind the number of insurance companies that didn't know how to set up a company for insurance for multiple trucks to run underneath their authority.
And that's what's been holding us up for months.
Exactly. Because we've been going from insurance company to insurance company to insurance, and none of them knows how to process that. None of them knows how to expedite that paperwork. None of them. I mean, they come up with all types of stuff. Well, I think that you gotta register your business in Texas because the authority holders in Texas, but the owner of the company is in Florida. And what? I mean, it's crazy. But we finally found one that says, nah, you don't need to do any of that. You can do it and you can be in separate places and get it done. So now we're working with that insurance company. But it took us a minute to find that company, right there.
Yes, it did. Also, thanks to Victor.
Oh, yeah. We went through, we went through it about at least, I know I went through about 7 or 8 myself. You went through about how many?
I don't know. I call so many. I don't know how many Victor called.
And then Victor called a bunch of them. So as you can see, I mean, it is really is not as simple as people might make it, seem. So starting your own trucking company is really a hassle to get started. But once you get everything in place and you get running, you figure out how you're going to charge, whatever this and that, it can be very, very, very profitable. Okay, it really can if you are doing it the right way. But it's not as cut and dry or as simple or as cookie cutter as people make it out to be. Okay, it really isn't. All right, here again, depending on the condition of the truck, the annual insurance cost could be up to $10,000 per truck. As we've shown you, ours was up to $20,000 to get started, and then for every truck we added after that, Darren, it was how much?
I don't remember that number. I would have to look at my my notes.
Wasn't it like 18,000 or something?
18. I think it was like 1875 or
yeah.
or
I know
like
it was close.
And
yeah, it was 18,000 per year or something like that, but it was close. And
that was some rough.
As that price goes up, so does your month.
Yeah, and that was some rough numbers because depending on your driver's license, so forth, it can go down.
Exactly. Now, as you start running your trucking company and you start getting good reviews and not getting in any accidents and this and that, your costs can go down. But if you're new to the industry, you got to prove yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You got to prove yourself first. Now, if you're not new to the industry and you've been doing this for a while, you can come in and get a good rate. But if this is your first time running a trucking company, it's your first time doing anything in the trucking industry, like she would be doing, she's coming from the nursing industry and she wants to buy 2 trucks and just start a trucking company from scratch. Her costs are going to be way up there. They really are. They're going to be way up there because she's got to prove herself. She's going to have to prove that she can run a trucking company. Drivers are going to have to prove that they can drive safely. All that happens. So it's a proving ground. And until you do that, you got to pay the cost. It's very expensive. So you got to have a good plan in place. A business plan, you got to have a great business place to ensure your profitability. Because if you don't, those costs could just eat you up and you could be starting out in the red from the get-go.
Yeah.
Right there?
Right, that's right.
Yeah, and then it just compounds on top of that, just getting deeper and deeper and deeper in the hole before you even got started, really. So you got to have a good business plan, a good business model in place that is pretty much going to ensure your profitability. So, you want to think about those things before you get out there and just say, I want to start a trucking company. Okay. All right. And then now, if you get the electronic log, which that's required now, it does lower your cost a little bit. It does help reduce your insurance premium. Okay. But that costs too, right there.
Yeah, that cost. Just don't know the number, but that's another cost.
Yeah, that's another cost too. So you
$35 a month.
Well, I mean that in some places, you can probably get it, for around that. But let's click on this and see what it.
This particular company offers 35. If you put the cameras in, it works out to about 75 a month.
Yeah. So depending on how extensive you get with the security and the observations and things like that, yeah, it can go down, but it's an expense. Okay. All right. Then on top of that, you got to have your endorsements. You know, if you're gonna pull hazmat, you got to get your hazmat endorsement. That costs. If you're gonna pull heavy hauls, you got to get the overweight permits. That costs. Passenger transport vehicle operations. This endorsement will enable you to drive over 16 passengers. That's if you're hauling people. Okay. The average trucking company is not doing that. Okay, that's for like busing companies or stuff like that. Okay, that's really not something that you're going to be concerned with. Transportation hazmat in a tanker, that's going to run you. The average cost for endorsement is $14. And all these, you got to take tests. Okay, you got to take these tests that you have to pass before you get these endorsements. Okay. Conclusion. Apart from the expenses mentioned above, apart from the expenses that we've already talked about, you should also set aside approximately $5,000 for marketing and acquiring customers. I would say more like $10,000, really. This may include building a website, setting up a social media presence, advertisements, business cards, etc. Okay, and then you got that JIC, just in case something happens, right? So it does cost. It's not as simple as I'm gonna get into this, I'm gonna pay a couple of fees, I'm gonna have my trucking company and I'm gonna run. No, sir. Okay. It can be a pretty substantial headache just starting your own trucking company. All right, Darren?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. All right. Does anybody else want to have any input in this? And realistically speaking, if you're gonna start your own trucking company, you should have on hand about $60,000 sitting on the side somewhere. I'm just saying, you really should. Okay, that's from start to finish. You should have at least $60,000 sitting somewhere that you can put your hands on if you're thinking about starting a substantial trucking company. Right? When you get through with everything said and done, you're probably going to spend about $45,000, and then the other $20,000 or so is just in case stuff happens. I'm after that. Does it sound about right there?
Yeah, roughly about that. You definitely need it just in case money.
I mean, it is expensive, y'all. Okay, so I know y'all hear guys say, "Well, I started my trucking company." Yeah, but look at how they started the trucking company. Did they really start a trucking company, or did they get a truck and then they leased on to somebody else, or did they get a truck and they went and ran under a company's authority? They signed up to an owner-op program. Most people that started their own trucking company, they did not start out with just bam, stand alone their own trucking company. And those people that did do it and didn't pay that much, they've been in the business for a very long time. Okay, they have a history that can be pulled upon so that they can get these different accounts and get these great startup fees. All right, does anybody else have any input? I wish the young lady was on here because she called me and she wanted to do the private consultation. I told her, well, I'm not doing private consultation, but we will address it in our next Q&A meeting. Does anybody have any input along this subject matter?
I agree with the figures because I've done some researching, and a used truck probably with under 300,000 going to run you anywhere between 40 and 80,000. And that's just the truck itself, not the insurance.
Yeah, and that's a cost on cost that we just talked about. and then you got your maintenance and all that type of stuff and your inspections. It's an expensive business, but you can make a lot of money. You really can if you plan it correctly. The way that we're doing something totally different. Okay, we're approaching it from an angle of we have the authority. They bring their own truck, and then we charge them a flat fee per month. Now, in doing that, we are also setting up a contract to where the owner operator guy that owns the truck that's coming on, they are paying all costs that are associated with their truck. We are paying the costs that are associated with the authority. You understand? So on the initial side of it, yes, we would go in the hole on getting them set up with us. But after that first or second month, we are back in the black again because they're paying us a flat fee of $3,800 and $3,808 per month. And then they're paying their own other costs. They're paying half the insurance costs. You see what I'm saying? We're not paying all the insurance costs. They're kicking in half the insurance costs. Okay, we're not doing it the way the traditional trucking company does it, where they get a percentage. We're doing a flat fee, but we're also not absorbing all the costs that other trucking companies will absorb. See how we're splitting that difference with them. We kind of splitting the difference with them. Okay, you're gonna pay for this, this, and this. We'll pay for your dock plates. But then you got to pay a monthly fee that's gonna have to reimburse us for that. You see what I'm saying? We'll get the insurance, but you got an insurance premium that you got to pay each month. If we're paying $1,600, you're gonna pay $791. You see what I'm saying? Or we pay $1,800, you got to pay $791. You pay half that. So we're splitting those hairs, and that first month we set them up. Yes, we're gonna be in the hole by almost $2,500 because it's costing us somewhere almost $6,000-7,000 just to get them set up. They're giving us the $3,808 up front, but then we got another $3,000 that we're putting on top of that to get them up and running with our authority. But that next month we're in the black because they're paying the $3,808, but our monthly expenses is not quite that much, so we wind up profiting about $2,100 per month after that, and it's a set cost. And they're not paying us as much as they would pay a normal trucking company, because a normal trucking company will be taking 30 to 35% off the top.
Right off the top.
You know their loads. So you have to get very creative with your business model and your business plan sometimes to make this stuff work out. Okay, so but there you have it. Those are the true costs of what it takes to start your own trucking company. Okay, and we're giving you firsthand knowledge. We're telling you from what we have ourselves, and everybody is different. These numbers may not apply to a person who have a long time in the industry, have this, and that, and these numbers may not apply to someone who's first time in. So we're talking about someone who has no experience in the trucking industry, jumping in and starting from scratch and wanting to do multiple trucks. So that's how this breaks down, but this may not be the same for everyone else that is involved. Okay? But this gives you some, this gives you some indication of what it costs to start your own trucking company. All right. Anybody else
I have a question, Calvin.
have any input, questions,
Question,
anything like that?
question.
Yeah.
The owner operators that want to sign on with assurance, they must have their own insurance.
No,
Okay.
we will get the insurance, but they're gonna pay for half of it.
Okay, got it.
They're gonna pay half the monthly cost. You understand? Because as the authority holder, we have to get the insurance. All right. But we can charge them for that insurance because we're not normally, we would just like Landstar or all those, they would just say, okay, come on with us, and then we'll pay all the costs to get you set up, but then you pay us, but then you only get 73 1/3% of the load of the load fees. So
Right.
or like in Landstar, what their dry van gets 65%, right there.
Yes, that's about where the 65, 70
Yeah,
on
the
the
dry
drive
van, the dry van gets 65%. So that means if the dry van is getting 65%, how much is Landstar keeping?
35.
35%.
35. Wow.
All right. Every month. Now, we can show you what that would cost you broken down. I'm gonna break this down for you, but let's show you that. All right. We already know that the average dry van load runs 769 miles for the average over the road haul, right? Right. The average pay is now it's going up a little bit. It's about $1.98. It used to be like 180 something, 168. But it's going up a little bit. It's about $1.98 per mile now. So $1.98. All right. So
You could just do 2 just to make it
yeah, I mean we can do that.
yeah.
We can do that. We say seven.
Drive van, that's what they even ask
Yeah,
for.
769 times 2. That's going to equal $1,553.38 per run, right? Now, the average dry van can run what? 4 of those per week, right? Right?
Right.
That's $6,152 per week. But they're only getting 65%. So 35% is going to Landstar. Minus
Landstar
35%.
2153.
Yeah. Landstar's getting 2153, which is leaving that dry van with what?
39.
Right at about $4,000 a week. That's about right. Now, that 2153 equals out to what?
1599, 1592, 15.
53. That's a week, y'all. That's a week, y'all.
That's going.
All right. You
That's going
multiply that.
All right.
Yeah, you multiply that times 52 weeks. Landstar is making $111,000, $112,000 a year on truck. And Landstar has how many trucks? Landstar has
about 20,000.
26,000 trucks. Last count. 26,000 trucks, y'all. 26,000 trucks, y'all. 26,000 trucks, y'all. You think Landstar making some money?
How about billions?
Yeah, they're making money. Now, do they have costs? Yeah.
Of course.
Of course they have costs now, but their cost is not totaling up to that. Okay, so you all starting to see how profitable this game is. It really is. Us, on the other hand, we're doing the 3808. The first month we're going in the hole. The second month we're probably breaking even, and the third month we'll start making money. So out of that 3808, we're profiting about, after the third month, we're profiting about $2,100 per month. Y'all see what I'm saying? But the first 2 months, first month we went in the hole. Second month we broke even. Third month, that's when we're in profitability. So we're gonna profit about $2,100 per month, not per week, like Landstar is doing. Y'all see the big difference there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big difference, right? So that's $2,100 per month per truck, right? So multiply that times 12 months, and that gives us on average $25,000, $200 per year. But if we reach, let's say 500 trucks, the first year, that's still pretty good money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're nowhere near what Landstar is doing. Because remember, they're making that every week. We're making this every month. So you see how we are saving the truck driver, the owner operator, a lot more money. How they are putting more money in their pockets. They're keeping more of their money running with us on a flat fee scenario versus running with someone on a percentage scenario. Y'all see how that is?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, will we make money? Yeah, we'll make money. We will make money. We won't make quite that much money because our costs are going to probably be about somewhere almost half that to run that truck. Our total cost, our true cost. So we're going to leave us with about $6 million for they're making up 500 trucks, which is not bad, right? Right?
Right.
Because if we ever get to the point to where Landstar is, right? If we ever get to the point, let's say we're averaging $2,100 per month, and we get to, let's say, half of what Landstar has, times 13,000 trucks. Ooh. We're in the money. Well, that's $27,300,000 per month, right? You need to get off the screen with that. Right? Somebody has their mic open and y'all are screaming in the background. So if we ever get to the point to where Landstar is, or at least half to where they are. And I think we can, somebody needs to mute their mic. You got a whole lot of stuff going on in the background. Okay. Which is, so if we ever get to half of where Landstar is, and I think we can do that within 10 years. Considering the fact that we are allowing the owner operators to keep a lot more of their money, right?
Right.
So owner operators should be much happier with their returns. So, as long as we can, keep getting good owner operators and not fall into the trap of having too many accidents and things like that, we should be a $300 million company, per year. That's not a bad place to be, right? We don't have to be a $2 billion company. We can be a $300 million company. I can live with that. Right?
Right.
So you have to have a plan going in. You have to have a plan. Most people, 98% of the industry, they follow the same plan that Landstar has. Everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's doing the same thing, right? So there's really no incentive to go with one company over the other company, other than what? Reputation, right? Right?
Right. That's correct.
Yeah. Now that's when you think about big companies. Now you have a lot of these small companies, these independent, trucking companies that may do something, different. They may be paying 90% or 80% of the load fees, 85%, 87%. So, but those are not the big companies. No big company does that, right? All the big companies, they pay at the most 85%, at the most, and that's usually for a reefer. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're not looking to be a small company. We're not coming into this to be a small company. We're starting out small, but we're starting out with a competitive edge that is going to help us to get to a large company profile within a very short period of time. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody see how that would work? Does everybody see how that would work? Now, yes, it is taking us a while to get started because of, like I said, the insurance hangups and things like that. Because this is just part of the business. You don't come into this and start a major trucking company overnight. It just doesn't happen that way. I fully expected us to really not get up and running until about April of 2021. Even when we started back and that was before the pandemic. When we first started, thinking about this, but we started this before the pandemic hit full bloom, right, y'all? So when the pandemic came, that kind of slowed us down with stuff that we was doing. We had to make some changes here and there, but I think we're on a pretty good track. We're on a pretty good track. Now that we working with a company that seems to have the insurance thing worked out, and we'll move forward with that. So hopefully we'll be able to have our thing in place and up and running. I'm going to say at least by April. I'm not going to push it. If we do it before the end, great. But I'm not going to say that we're going to do it before the end. But I'm going to say at least by April. All right? All right. All right, let's go into a quick Q&A. It's 8 o'clock. We're going to run until about 8:30. And then, so let's go into a quick Q&A. But hopefully we were able to address her concerns and give her a true a true picture of what it really costs to start a trucking company, and not just some Google stuff, whatever. Because we want to give her a really accurate representation of what it really costs to start a trucking company. But let's get into our Q&A. Q&A. While we're waiting on that, I will go and check the YouTube channel to see if we got any questions over there on YouTube. People on YouTube are letting us know that, yep, you have taxes, you have liabilities, and all that type of stuff. Yes, you do. some of the comments on YouTube. NFB carriers, commercial insurance is a killer. Yeah, NFB carriers, taxes and liabilities. Yeah, we have those too. That's it. This is from NFB carriers. We thank you for your comments, and those are all true. MM transport, protection. Yes, you need protection. MM transport, I always say, is protection of personal assets. That's what means by we thinking of limited liability versus corporation. So they were helping us to answer that. M Transport, good evening. Do we need a MC number or DOT number and get insurance if we are doing broker and or dispatch service? Now, if you are doing brokers, you are gonna have to have a DOT number and an MC number. That's what comes with your authority. You have to have an authority if you're working as a broker. Okay, and you got to get and you got to get insurance. Now, if you are a dispatcher, you don't need any of that. You don't need it. Can you get it? Yeah, you can. But do you need it? No, not by law, not by the Federal Motor Carriers Association. The statute CFR 371 49.1 through 49.4. You don't need it because you are operating under the authority of the owner operator you have on a contract as a dispatcher. But you are a bona fide agent of the owner operator you are contracted with. Okay, that's that must have pre-existing agreement clause that you must have. You're operating under their authority, so they're required to have all that. You are just their agent. Okay, now can you get that? Yes, you can. You can go out and get insurance and all that stuff if that's what you want, but it's an unnecessary cost when it comes to dispatching. All right. We thank you for your questions. We thank you for your participation. Anybody else have any questions? Questions?
Mr. Butler, Kevin, how you doing? It's Mario here. I know the other night, in times in the past you spoke on as far as how you don't deal with the hot shots and things of that nature because it does waste a lot of time versus dealing with the main three trucks. But I did have I spoke with somebody that didn't know they had a hot shot, but they actually wanted to sign on with me to do some hot shotting and you have a couple of box trucks and things of that nature. Is there a board that we can go to that I see on the load boards where it does say hot shot carriers, but I'm familiar with as far as
we have load boards for hot shots. If you look at one of the new ones that we just added through Trucking Planet.
Okay, so Trucking Planet have an option to
yes,
renovate of that nature.
Trucking Planet has a very good Trucking Planet is a great resource, y'all. I mean, for load boards, for finding shipments, for shippers, and all types of stuff. It is just a great resource. I'm so glad we made this available to the National Dispatchers Network this year. We had it available only to Assurance USA before, but we extended those services over to the National Dispatchers Network. So let me go ahead and pull this up for you.
Yes, because I had a guy. He actually sent back the dispatch agreement and the profile sheet.
Okay.
Signed to go.
All right. So this is what you're gonna look for. View shippers database. Okay. This is what you're looking for. Now, if you're looking for hot shot loads, you're gonna go here. Flatbed, step, they can hot shot suppliers. Okay, and there you are. This is where now. This is not hot shot loads. These are hot shot suppliers. Okay. So you've got to call them up and get them to start sending you their load list. You get it?
Got it.
All right. Now, if you're looking for hot shot loads, you're gonna go to a load board, right? And what you're gonna go is
View freight.
Yeah, you're gonna go to view freight. You're gonna go to view freight, and then what I would suggest you look for is less than truckload. Okay, because that's basically gonna be hot shots. You know that, right? Or you can put right here where it says equipment, step deck, hot shots right there. You see it?
Got it.
Box truck right there. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So You have all that stuff there. So you can, put in, hot shot, click that, then click search. And then you can also go over here and let's see here.
Is there a way that we can locate some of the hot shots that's like we're doing on Truckers Path, where you can actually see where they make themselves available? Do they do that here with hot shots on Trucking Planet?
What are you talking about? The trucks?
Right. You know how like on Truckers Path they
Yeah,
make
right here where it says carriers.
Okay.
Really, hot shot carriers.
All right.
Now I don't know if these are ones that are saying that if they would make, if you have a status like over here with the lows, available now, hot shot, urgent shipment, this is it. But if you're looking if you are looking for hot shot loads, Trucking Planet is a great resource to find hot shot loads because they have a hot shot, kind of load, but as you see, it's not very many loads.
Mm-hmm.
You all see that, right?
Right.
It's not very many loads, but they do have that run what? Consistently, daily, year round, weekly, daily, but it's not but they don't have a whole bunch of loads. And that's the problem you got to run into with hot shots. Okay. That's just an indicative problem you're going to run into with hot shot. Because, I mean, you got to think about it from a shipper standpoint. Would you, as a shipper, would you waste your time with a vehicle that can't pull as much as a regular over the road truck can?
That's doing too many trips.
Exactly. Regardless, hot shot can run longer miles and all that type of stuff, but that don't mean the hill of beans to a shipper. What matters to that shipper is how much can you put on that truck. That's what matters. What matters to the shipper is can you carry as much as you can on that truck. Right?
Right. Another thing, Calvin, not to deter anyone from dispatching for hot shots and box trucks, but as a new dispatcher, when you're searching for hot shots and box truck, you're gonna have a lot of issues finding loads.
Yeah.
And for you to make money.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of the hot shot guys, the amount of money that they want, you can't find them those loads to pay you, and the carrier pay himself. So most of the time, hot shot carriers
they're not being realistic.
Find their own loads.
For the life of me, yeah. I've actually tried. Yeah, I mean, they want the same amount of money that a regular truckload can run. That ain't gonna happen. For one thing, and I've tried to break it down to it and show them that they're actually earning, about the same amount of money. Because a big truck, a hot shot truck, a regular, dually or whatever it is fully, what's the average gas mileage it's gonna get?
I think 17 to the gallon.
Yeah, 17 miles to the gallon. Right? Now, what's the average miles to the gallon that a big over-the-road truck gonna get?
5 or 6.
5.56 miles to the gallon. So if the load is paying $3 per mile for a regular big truck, but for the hot shot truck, the same load is paying $1.27. Is that still about the same money?
Okay.
Right?
No, hot shot not asking for $1 something. They're asking for 2 and more.
I understand it, but listen what I'm saying though. They're asking for that, but really, they're trying to get more money than what the big truck is paying. Because listen what I'm saying. If a big truck is only going to get 5.56 miles to the gallon, right? And a hot shot gets 17 miles to the gallon. And the load that's running on the big truck is paying $3 per mile, but they're telling the hot shot that we'll pay you $1.25 or $1.50 per mile. Isn't that about the same money?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why that is. That hot shot can run that load all the way through with no stop. Right?
Right.
Because you don't have to stop. Why does it not have to stop? Why? Because it's getting 17 miles to the gallon. That big truck got to stop and fuel up, right? Which means he got to spend more money, right? to get fueled up. That big truck on average is gonna have to stop 3 times to what that hot shot can do in just one trip.
And most hot shot don't have to go through the scales.
Exactly. They don't have to do the scalings. They don't have to do the scalings. They don't have to worry about, the clock like the other ones have to worry about a whole bunch of the time. They don't have to worry about the fuel costs. A hot shot is spending 3 times less on fuel than the big truck is. 3 times less on fuel. So that $1.50 to $3, they're making it up in what they are saving on fuel. And these shippers know this. These shippers are not dummies. That's why they're not going to pay a hot shot the same that they pay number-wise to that big truck, but money-wise, it's still coming out to be about the same thing profit-wise. But you cannot explain that to a hot shot driver. For some reason, they just don't see it that way. Now, the smart ones do, and that's why the smart ones are making money. But these guys that are jumping into these hot shots and not even knowing how to calculate fuel and mileage and all that type of stuff, they ain't sitting complaining, well, I know I want $2 a mile, I want $2.50 a mile. Well, you can't get $2.50 a mile. Your truck gets better gas mileage. You don't have to go through the, you don't have to put up with the same things that an overhaul driver has to put up with. You just don't. So stop pretending like you are the same as an over-the-road driver, as a big driver, because you're not. You're not.
Well, Kevin, let me ask you this: does that software work with Trucking Planet, straight dispatch?
No, I don't think. I don't think it does. You can call.
No, I never seen it work.
Now you can call Mr. Hodge. Contact him on Facebook, or you can do this right here. You can send this to him through this the link here. What was that here? After you sign in, you can send him a thing and with the link to what you want him to make it, applicable to. Then he will reach out to Trucking Planet and see if they will let him, see if he can negotiate something where, because he has to get permission to do this for each one of these load boards. Y'all know that, right? He can't just arbitrarily just go and attach himself to a load board. Y'all do know that, right? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, because he has to get permission to attach his software license key to various load boards. All right. So you all can send him something saying, "Hey, I got a load board. I want you to try and get it worked out with," and he'll send it over to the tech department, and then they'll review it and they'll say, "Oh yeah, it's okay. Yeah, okay, great." And then they'll allow him to do it. All right. But yeah, hot shots, I just stopped, when I first started out trying to work with hot shots, I just trying to work with them. Not trying to spoil everybody's thing on hot shot. I don't want a whole bunch of hot shot drivers calling cussing me out. But y'all know I'm right. If you all who have ever dealt with hot shots, you know what I'm talking. I mean, you'll find them good paying loads, and they say, how come it's not paying? See what that saying that for the dry van is paying $275, but you ain't a dry van. You're a hot shot. Well, I see where the flatbed driver $350 flatbed. You're hot. Just because you pulling a flatbed, that'll make you a flatbed. You're a hot shot. All right? Your truck gets 17 miles to the gallon. That flat truck gets 5-6 miles to the gallon. Big difference, man. Big difference. Okay? So,
and Mario, don't and again, don't let that deter you now. We're just telling you straight up what it is.
yeah, I mean, it just is. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I totally understand as far as the time spent doing the hot shot loads and it's not a bigger pool like the other trucks. I understand that, but being new to it, if it comes my way like that, like I say, I talked to him today. He signed the agreement, and so I'm just getting feet wet with it.
Yeah.
All, so.
Yeah. Here is the best thing you can do for a hot shot driver. Have that conversation with him. Have that conversation. Look, you do realize that you are a hotshot driver. You do realize you get 17 miles to the gallon on average. Regular truck is 5.56 miles to the gallon. So if I find your load on average is paying $1.50 per mile, that's a good load for you. You need to understand that. Can we agree that you will run those $1.50 loads that I find you? Now, if he says, no, I want $2 per mile, I said, well, I can't help you, man. I'm serious. I just tell you, look,
Right.
I can't help you. What do you mean? Because you want something that's not possible. You get 17 miles to the gallon. These trucks that are getting 250 per mile, they're only getting 5.56 miles to the gallon. You think the shippers don't know that? Do you really think the shippers don't know that? So you think these shippers are dumb enough not to realize that they can balance out their costs, right, by paying you $1.50 versus paying that big truck $2.75? Because you're going to be able to run that load and go pick up another load and make more money than that big truck can. They're going to take that big truck 3 times as long to run that load because they got to stop 3 times just to fuel up, or their expenses are going to be 3 times higher than what your fuel expenses are going to be. These people are not stupid. They know this. And because they know this, you have to be willing to realize that they're not going to allow you to make that much more money than the standard. Does everybody understand that? Now, if you can't have that conversation with them, you don't need to be doing business with them. Because if they can't agree to that, then there's no need for me to even start out with you. Because it's just going to be one headache after another. It's going to be like pulling teeth with you. I'm going to be finding you loads that I can find for you, and you're going to be steadily wanting something that I can't find. So why even go down that road? You see why you got to have that conversation now?
Right. I appreciate it.
That's the conversation you got to have. Okay, hot shots, box trucks, anything like that. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even deal with box trucks. If you're dealing with a box truck, the only thing you can do with a box truck is find some stuff locally and get them on a dedicated contract with delivering to mom and pops, type stores, doing the same delivery, pick up here, drop off here, pick up here, drop off here, same day, same time. It's kind of like route deliveries, right, Darren? That's the best.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the best you can do for them is set up some type of route deliveries. Okay, and work out what they got to pay for that.
Amazon relay or something.
Yep. All right, we got time for a couple more questions, and then we're gonna end this for tonight. A couple more questions on Q&A. Anybody else got another question? Let me check the YouTube, see what they've got. Let's check YouTube and see what they've got. Okay. YouTube, we leave off. Broker dispatch services. Okay, we left off with that one. Fred Dixon, is that power worth the monthly cost? No. Look, that's my opinion. Now you decide what you want to do. All right. But can anybody tell me what does that do that direct freight does or doesn't do? Anybody?
Nothing really. The only thing I think probably that they post more loads, but they basically do the same thing.
Yeah, there are loads on that you wouldn't find on direct freight.
I doubt that very seriously.
No, I'm using it right now.
Yeah, but
I did a search and I saw like over 1,600 jobs. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but you can go to what's the other one? If you combine direct freight with Trucking Planet and JB Hut 360, I mean you got the same thing. Or if you combine direct freight with Truckers Path and Trucking Planet, You got the same thing. And on none of them costs anywhere near what that costs. It really doesn't. Okay, I just don't know.
The visit isn't too bad. It's like $34 or something like that. But I find I've been searching it, and I find I can
What
look
for that?
yeah
That
what's it called
that
Trucker's Edge.
that yeah, but what does that power cost? That power control.
Oh no, that's like 109 or
Yeah,
almost 200
we're talking about that power. We're not talking about Trucker's Edge.
yeah, no,
We're
it's
talking
not
about that power.
No,
that
you
power
can,
runs as high. You can pay as high as $199, almost $200 per month for that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the basic is just fine. You find quite a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
gives you the ability to specify a lot of trucks that you wouldn't get on direct freight.
Yeah. What you got to do is look. You got to learn how to think outside the box. You got to learn how to do your research. Okay. Instead of just spending money to be on that. I mean, because if you're spending $199 just to be on that, I mean, where are you spending your other money? Are you getting all your loads from that? No. Right? Does that load show you what loads run every day, or what loads are dedicated runs? Anybody? Do they?
No, I don't know if the power does, but
No, they
not
don't.
if I know of. They don't. I don't think so.
But on Trucking Planet, they show you what? Dedicated runs, right? Right?
Yeah, and the shippers
I mean,
also.
on Trucking Planet.
Yeah, I'm Trucking Planet.
Yeah. On Trucking Planet, if you look up on Trucking Planet, you get 2 times a week or more, daily, weekly, first time only, this time only, 2 times a week. That doesn't do that. That doesn't do that. And these loads are paying about the same as you would get on that. But you can actually set your carriers up to make significantly more money using Trucking Planet. Why? Because you can get them on these daily runs, right? Especially the ones that are running short runs. Oh my God, we've already shown you how you can use direct freight and find short run loads with their what? Because they have a what? You're able to do what? A bike search, right? You able to do a reverse search, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of the features that these low cost load boards have, and you utilize those features now. I'm not saying just going to just look at loads and grab loads. I'm about actually utilize the features that these low cost load boards have, like direct freight. I love direct freight because for what they cost, they've got some great features that can enable you to be a superstar dispatcher for your carrier. Am I lying? One of the main features that I like, just like it, and I think that does this too, where you can just get a snapshot of what's going on in the with the loads nationwide, right? Because you have this load map. You see what I'm saying? You got 2,183 loads in Missouri. You got 2,396 loads in Arizona. I'm sorry, in Arkansas. You got 1,509 loads in Mississippi. You got 3,235 loads in Alabama. You got 1,274 loads in Florida. You got 3,806 loads in Texas. You can look at this and get a snapshot of where the load, where the high density of loads are. Is that not a great tool? Is that not a great tool?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can reroute your carriers to areas that's got more loads, that's got higher paying loads. You can do all types of stuff with this if you just think outside the box and use the available tools that you have. We have training videos on showing you all how to use these tools to find better freight and to get your carriers on reoccurring freight and running backhauls and calling them up and setting them up for dedicated and showing you how you can take your carrier and run them 3 short loads and get them set up on dedicated, run those same 3 short loads every day, and they're bringing home anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a day. Have we not shown you all that? $1,000 to $2,000 a day. That's upward to about $10,000 to $12,000 a week. How many carriers you know making that kind of money?
I can't say your methods help some of the slow people. So if they didn't pick it up, I don't know what's the problem.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean?
I mean, you just gotta learn to think outside the box. You gotta learn to be a professional owner-op business manager. That's why I don't like the term dispatch, because there are dispatchers and then there are owner-op business managers. And there's a clear distinction between the two. Even though it's the same job, it's the same thing, but there's a clear distinction between the two. A dispatcher is just someone who just finds loads. And owner-op business managers, they manage the career of owner-operators. That's a big difference. Yeah, that's a big difference. Because if you can master some of the stuff that I've been showing you all, there is no limit to what you can do. I told you all, just on the dispatching side alone, we made close to $400,000 in 2020. In 2020, the year of the pandemic. Okay, so there's so much money in this when you're doing it the right way. Okay, I mean, there really is. I mean, you can just pull up some of these little things here and click on them, and when you're finding lows, you know. And here's what I like about this load board right here. You can go here. You can adjust it how you want to. Right, to where you can just see all the money paying. Look at that right there. Right, so now all you're looking at is money loads. Right, then you can go up here and you can I put my key in. Try one of my keys here real quick. See if this is working. Nope, I'm already using that one, so I can't use that one. Hold on here. Let me try my other key. I may have to. All right, I'm using both these keys already. I may have to get them reset because I've got one plugged in to the computer downstairs. I may have to get me a third key from what's called it.
How many keys can we have, Kevin? Not to cut you off. How many?
You get as many as you want to pay for.
Okay.
You get as many as you want to pay for, but you can't use the same key on separate computers.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got one plugged into the one downstairs. I got another one plugged into my other computer, my other laptop. So I need a third key. But as you can see here, let's just look at some of this stuff real quick. Let's do some quick calculations. Let's do trip miles. Let's click on trip miles, and let's go from the lowest trip miles to the highest trip miles. See if it's gonna give me. No, it's not. It's not changing them. Let's go to the rates. Let's see all the rates. There we go. There are all the rates. So let's look at this right here. That's about $2.25 a mile. $5,500, 1,903 miles. We're not gonna do that one. Let's find some short mile runs here real quick. Show y'all what we're talking about. It's easy to do. You just scroll down here and find some short mile runs. Find some short mile runs. Short miles are getting kind of scarce nowadays. Have y'all noticed that? Let's find some really short mile runs. Really short mile runs. All right, 65 miles, $500. That's a good short mile run. How much is that per mile, y'all? On average, 65 miles, $500.
$769.
All right, it's over $7 per mile. Now, here's what I like about this. All right, that is a full load van or reefer, dry van or reefer. Dry van or reefer. You click on it. Y'all see right here? Dry van or reefer. All right, 500. All right, you click reverse search. All right, see if we got any loads that's going back the same way. Nothing within 25-mile radius. Let's say, let's go deadhead 50 miles, reverse search. Nothing 50 miles. Let's go deadhead. Hold up, let's do this. Let's do 50 miles within the drop off. Let's do that. Nothing there. All right, let's do 100 miles, reverse search. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, I forgot to do my, what you call it, my things. It said van or reefer, right? So van, reefer, Bennett van, do my vans and reefers. All right. All right, let's do that. Now let's do a search real quick. All right, no vans. All right, let's do 100 miles drop off. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that. Now let me try this. Let me do 50 mile deadhead. All right, we got one that says 50 mile deadhead. It's within 100 miles of the drop off. Do y'all see what I'm doing? Do y'all see what I'm doing?
Yes.
All right. This one has 25 miles from where the other one dropped off at. There's a load 25 miles that's picking up from there. That's dropping off 100 miles from St. Louis is where you started from. So in other words, you can run a load up to here, right? Make $500. Then go 25 miles and pick up another load and run it back to within 100 miles of where you started at, right? It doesn't have the pay rate, but you can call them up and get the pay rate. But if I wanted to look for, you know, something that was 100 miles, then you got a lot more to deal with. And here it is right here. You got one that's picking up in St. Well, that's the same run right there. You're just going back 65 miles. You can deadhead 97 miles back, pick that load up again and then run it. Or you can go right here 90 miles, but you can go 90 miles, right? Pick up a load and then drop it within 85 miles of where you came from. Do y'all see that? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So it's 85 trip miles, right? It's 85 trip miles. So you're going to drop that load still close to where you came from, and you're only going to go 90 miles to pick it up. Now, you made $500 going. Now, if you can make $500 doing that and going back, that's $1,000 a day, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And you still got time to run another load, do you not?
Yes, you do.
Now, let's put this in real numbers time. Let's take a look at this one, which is not that big of a difference. It's 107 miles, right? Deadhead from where you drop off at, right? And then it's 86 miles back to St. Charles, which is not far from where you first came from. Okay, because that's why you do the reverse search. You all got that, and that's paying $400. So 500 miles, then you go 100 miles, 107 miles, which takes you about what? About how many hours to do that? To go 107 miles. Anybody? About what? 2.5 hours? 3 hours?
Shoot, that's 107 miles. That's under 2 hours.
Yeah, that's under 2 hours. So you run and grab that load.
It's about
Then you run
300.
it. So
It's
then you
about
run it.
300.
Yeah, then you run it at 86 miles back to St. Charles, which is within 25 miles of where you first came from, and you made another $400. So you just made $900, 500, 900, and you still got about how much time left on your clock?
Sure, you still got plenty.
Exactly.
Oh, I can't
Now,
take
here's the
total
question:
quality.
you can call these brokers up and say, "Hey, you know that load I just picked up? Yeah, yeah. You know that load I just picked up? Yeah. All right. My guy can run that load every day about the same time. Then you call this other load. Hey, you know that load that my guy just picked up? Yeah. You know my guy can run that same load every day about the same time. What have you just done? What have you just done?
Lock them in.
You locked them into a dedicated
Lock them in. Lock
Dedicated.
them in.
Yeah.
at $900 a day. You locked them into a dedicated 5 days a week at $900 per day. And he's back in the same place. He's back within 85 miles of where he picked up every day. Which he can easily run. He can either find a load there, he can deadhead back and shut down, and then wait till the next day and do it all over again. Right?
Exactly.
Look, this is all we mean by learning to become a professional owner-op business manager. Because if he's running that 5 times, that's $4,500 a week for a dry van, y'all. That's dry van, by the way, y'all. That's $4,500 per week. He's running the same loads every day. He's back to where he starts off every night and sleep in his bed, and off every weekend.
Hey, Calvin.
That's $234,000 a year. But it requires you to look at the tools and use them the way they're meant to be used. See, I've gotten so used to this, it's just second nature, to me. so when people tell me I can't seem to find no load off of my driver, I say you ain't looking. You're looking, but you're not seeing. You're not using your tools to the fullest of their ability. You're not. This stuff is not that hard. It really isn't. It is not hard to make money in this industry. Okay, because if you're doing that for your carrier, and that's just one carrier, and if you're getting 10% of that, you make yourself $23,400 a year off one carrier. One carrier. Now, if you got 4 carriers that you're doing that for, 23.4. If you're doing that for 4 carriers, that's $93,600 for just 4 carriers. What happens when you get to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 carriers? What happens when you get to like we are doing 317 carriers a week? See how the money adds up?
Yeah.
Okay, look.
Yeah.
This business is not hard. It really isn't. This is the easiest money you're ever gonna make. Trust me, y'all. I have dug ditches. I have worked at labor hall. I have. Oh my God.
I think it's just when you start, just to start, it seems like it might be a challenge. because I guess too, because you used to manage yourself, but managing somebody else's, it can become a challenge. I know with my first carrier, we had a good understanding because we was on the same level,
There you go.
and
You
but it
just
came a challenge as certain, I guess,
yeah.
when the certain lows came,
You just
and that I picked and I gave him options, and it was
look.
like,
You,
okay, I was trying to see where his mind was at, like which one, what you gonna do? If you pick this one, I got an alternate for that one.
yeah, but look though.
I've been
But
so
look though. But look though. You hit the nail on the head when you said you had a good what? A good understanding,
yeah,
right? That's the key. You gotta have. Remember last night we talked about relationships with your carrier.
yeah,
All right. If you don't set the tone, if you don't set that tone, to begin with, that what I do is find freight. What you do is you drive that truck. Okay. I won't tell you how to negotiate that truck up and down mountain. You don't tell me how to find you freight. If you set that out, if you start out that way, you ain't got no problems, right?
hmm,
So if you
right,
start out with that understanding, you have that conversation. I understand that a lot of people don't like having those type of conversations, but you gotta have that conversation, man. You gotta have that conversation. That conversation, yeah. Are you gonna piss some drivers off and send them packing? Yeah, but that's a good thing because now you ain't got to worry about it. You're only gonna deal with the ones who are gonna agree with how you're gonna do business, right?
right.
Right.
Right. I had some people that wanted me to like prove myself to them. Well, if you can get this for me, and I've been in this game for years now. If you can get this for me, show me. I
And
was like,
then
look, well,
and then and then you show them and they still like
yeah,
crazy. Cause look,
shoot,
that's why I
because I'm
say
You
having
do it
problems
again, huh?
getting home. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, well, okay, well, this is what I got for you.
We'll do it again.
And I said, but I can't get us to you until you sign this agreement with me,
Exactly.
man.
Exactly. You
You
gotta
didn't
sign
want
the
to sign
agreement.
the agreement. I'm like, look, I sent them a picture. Look, this is what you can have right here. All of these options. You want to get home from A, B to C. And I stayed up all night at work doing
Yeah.
it for him. Like, look, okay, I got this. I'm gonna show him what's up. You
But
got to
see,
sign this with me when
but
I
see,
show you this.
they
But he wasn't serious about it.
yeah, they
So,
exactly. They never expected you to actually be able to do it.
mm-hmm.
Right. That's why you got to have that conversation with the carriers up front. And I only deal with the carriers that want to do business the way I want to do business. Ain't no point in you doing business with somebody that don't want to do business the way you don't want to do business.
Right.
Right? I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah. So look, you're not going to land every carrier. You're not. You're not. But
No,
don't. But that.
I seen
But
that from the beginning.
but that's not. But that's not what your objective is. Your objective is to land the carriers you are going to land.
Right.
Land the carriers who are going to work the way you want to work. If you
Mm-hmm.
do that, man, making money so easy.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, because I felt like I had a struggle at first, and like I said, I was calling and I was calling, and
Yeah.
I kind of got to the point where got tired of calling,
And, and, and,
but
and
I
you were
didn't
just
give up
happy
on
to,
it.
yeah, and you were just happy to get one signed up. And so you signed up
Yeah,
anybody. But then
yeah,
you realize
and
doing that caused you more problems than it's worth. So
but I gotta, I talked to him, and I had good conversation with him.
yeah, that
After I gave him my
conversation.
pitch, everything with him, and we just went into even more depth about him and as a driver, and I understand I'm driving still, so.
Yeah, you gotta
And
have that
I'm like, well,
conversation.
look, this how
Um,
I do business. This how I'm gonna do business with you, and I'm gonna keep it at this, And I don't do none other. I
yeah,
don't need no extra problems, none of that. I'm not gonna do you. I'm gonna do you how I want to be done as a driver. So
exactly,
this is what it is, and
exactly,
if hey, we go from there. And so
exactly.
he took it, and we've been making money. So and
There
it's
you
been
go.
good. I haven't had no problems out of it,
Yeah. Now,
And so
just get
only thing
now.
I would just require, like I had to give him some other requirements. Let me know things ahead of time, not at the
Yeah,
last minute, you know.
yeah,
And I don't need no problems. I don't
yeah.
need no problems. This is
Exactly.
about you, more than it is about me.
Exactly. And the
So,
key and the key from here on out is just get you another one like that, then get you another one like that,
yeah,
and get you another one like that. That's all it is.
yeah.
Look,
So,
we're gonna get ready to wrap this up. Let me finish this up with YouTube. Fred Dixon says, who asked us about that power. Fred says, I've never heard of Trucking Planet. Looking it up now. Thanks. You're very welcome, Fred. That's why we're here. Magic Matrix says, do you have a program? Do you have a program? I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah, we got a program to learn the load boards. You are tuned in to the program to learn the load boards. This is what we do. We we do this every week, y'all. We have Monday night training, which is our affiliate and our franchisee training. Tuesday night we have how to dispatch training, where we train people how to use load boards and all that stuff. Wednesday night we have Q&A, which is what we're doing now, questions and answers. Saturdays we have the Six Figures Booking Freight from Home show. So that's about 3 hours doing stuff that we do every Saturday, where y'all get to pick my brain. We talk about the industry and things, this and that. So this is what our platform is. Our platform is if you want to join our platform, go to mydispatcher.org. Okay, let me show y'all what that is right now. If you want to join our platform, you go to mydispatcher.org. That's singular, not plural. Okay, you're gonna go to mydispatcher.org. Let me go over to the home page. If you want to join our platform, this is where you go to do it. You go to mydispatcher.org. And what we provide is all the tools, resources, ongoing training, support, access to a network so that you can build your own book of business as a dispatch firm or owner-op business management firm, and you make your own money. And you keep 100% of everything you earn. You simply pay our initial enrollment fee. Okay, you go to this page right here. Matter of fact, let me go and put the link on here on YouTube for you so you can see it. And let me reply to you. And there it is right there. There you go. That's the link, mydispatcher.org. You're going to go to mydispatcher.org. When you get there, you're going to scroll down to the middle of the page. You're going to click right here underneath this video where it says click here to enroll. If you want to watch this video kind of means what it is we do, what our platform consists of, what the benefits are, what the tools and resources are, and things of that nature. But when you come down here, you click that, you have your initial enrollment fee of $349.95 plus tax if you are not a veteran. If you are a veteran, you can click where it says we train veteran, you get $100 off, $249.95. If you're just an individual, you click here where it says individual enrollment, $349.95. If you are a corporation or a company that has at least has up to 10 employees that you want to enroll all of you, can enroll all of you for the $699.95, and it'll be $99.95 per month on your monthly subscription. The monthly subscription for these two right now is $29.95 per month. Okay. If you have more than 10 employees and you have up to 20, you can enroll all 21 of you for $999.95, and your monthly subscription would be $199.95 for all 21 of you combined. Okay. And then, of course, we have our franchisees and stuff like this and that. But as you see here, you click this, takes you over, and it tells you right here. Now it says the $39.95, but you're really only going to be charged $29.95 because we're doing a special as long as we're having this COVID crisis. So everyone gets the $29.95 per month. If you are an individual or you are a veteran, anything above that, your monthly subscription will be appropriate with your corporate enrollments. Okay, and that's it. That's how you join our platform. And then you follow the instructions with when you receive your new members welcome packet. It have instructions on how to get acclimated with our platform and get into your back office site, create your username and password, and be able to join our live trainings every week and access to all our back office tools, resources, training, and support. All right. With that being said, look, I appreciate each and every last one of you all. This year is going to be a great year because we are getting back to the basics. We're getting back to showing you all how to make money dispatching, because that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. And I want everybody to get off to a great start this year. and put 2020 behind you, and 2021 to be a great year. So we got a lot of great things that are coming up this year. We've got a guaranteed career placement, events that we're going to be getting into, hopefully sometime in October, once this vaccine kind of kicks in and gets widespread, and we get to open this country back up. I want to say congratulations to our new president, Joseph Biden, and our new vice president, Ms. Kamala Harris. Hey, wish you all the best of luck in the world. We hope you all, do some great things. We always want the best for our presidents, because our presidents they set the tone. They set the tone. I think we have a unique opportunity with this administration, because they don't have to. We shouldn't have to do a tug of war with getting things done like we have in the past. Where you have one house controlled by Democrats, the Senate is controlled by Republicans, and everybody's bumping heads and you can't get anything done. Now we have a clear majority in both the House and the Senate, and hopefully we can move things along. And I'm just, and I really do believe that President Biden is someone who will work for all Americans, not just Republicans, not just Democrats, but for all Americans. I have to believe that. I'm going to take him at his word. Okay, so far he's shown signs that he's been a man of his word. He said that he would be inclusive. This administration and his administration is forming up to be the most inclusive I've ever seen. You've got people of all different persuasions, all different genders, all different sexualities, all different sexual orientations that are starting to form his administration. So just the fact that his administration is looking more and more like the country looks, that gives me a good feeling about where we're headed. It gives me, it gives me confidence that he is going to try and be a president for everybody, and that's what we need. That's what we need. So let's wish him the best. We don't want to, I mean, wishing against someone being successful is like wishing against yourself, right? Right. So why not wish them the best? I mean, even when Trump won the presidency, I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't want him to be president. But once he became president, I was hoping he would become a better president than he was a man. I was hoping that would happen. I don't think it worked out that way. In my opinion, he didn't. But it didn't stop me from wishing that he would have, because if he would have, it would have been better for everyone. And that's all we want. Okay, do we not? We want the best for everyone. So let's wish them the best. Let's hope that they can accomplish the thing that they say they're going to accomplish. And if they do, that will make it better for everybody. I appreciate all of you all. I thank you all for joining us. I thank you all for tuning in. Again, this has been Calvin with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the members of the National Dispatchers Network. Thank you all. And I'll see you all again. A lot of you all will see you all in the MWR meetings tomorrow night, because we have the MWR financial meetings that we tune in with them every Thursday night. So make sure you all kind of tune into that if you are with MWR Financial. If you don't know about MWR Financial, go to our Facebook page, MWR Financial Team Assurance USA, and learn about MWR Financial. Or go to my page, Calvin Butler, Wealth Management Strategist. You can look up either one of those. You can go to MWR Financial Team Assurance USA and learn MWR Financial and how you can make wealth real for yourself, just like wealthy people do. Wealth is not a privilege. Wealth is a choice. Believe that or not, it really is a choice. How do I know this? Because I made the choice. 10 years ago, I was homeless. Well, about 11 years ago now, I was homeless. And today I'm a self-made millionaire because I made a choice. I made a choice to be wealthy. Okay? I wasn't privileged to be wealthy. I wasn't, someone didn't just give it to me. I made a choice to start doing the things that wealthy people do. And MWR Financial can help you all to do that thing by supplying you with your own team of financial experts, and they will help you to make wealth real for yourself. So You can go to our pages here and look us up there, or you can go to my page, which is Calvin Butler Wealth Management Strategies.
Hey, Calvin, they're actually live right now.
Okay,
So
so either one
I'll
of those
probably
on
post a
Facebook,
Facebook link.
and okay, all right, great. Yeah, y'all get off this, jump on with MWR, and get on the live broadcast, and they'll be doing another live broadcast tomorrow night too. So hey, that's what it is. Put the link over there on YouTube so y'all can take a look at it. What does this have to do with trucking? Well, you're here because you want to know how to make money, right? So that's what it has to do with trucking. This is a legitimate guide to building wealth. Okay. And whether you're a trucker or whether you're just whatever, everyone wants to build wealth and create generational wealth. And this company does a great job of it. Thank you all. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you all most of you all on Saturday, Six Figure Booking Freight from Home Show, 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Right.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Calvin. Thank you.
Oh, there we go.